According to the US Census Bureau, India is the world's second most populated country, home to an astounding 1.3 billion people. That is about 17% of the world's population living in just one country. No wonder American fast food joints are trying to get their foot in the door. Hello, thrill thinkers! If you have a love for economics, here is a video for you. Fast food restaurants are an untapped market in India. Although India is a food-loving country, Indians don't generally love eating out. A home-cooked meal is valued and appreciated. Although there are many restaurants in India, there weren't many American restaurants until the early 2000s. In this video, let's explore why American restaurants are failing or struggling in India. With increasing disposable incomes and a shift in consumer preferences, dining out is no longer perceived as a luxury in India. Rather, it is becoming a time to relax and socialize with family and friends. So, if a brand like McDonald's wanted to open its restaurant internationally, where do you think it would open it? A market already saturated with fast food restaurants like China? Or a market that is untapped like India? India, of course. However, wanting to make a footprint in the Indian restaurant market means getting Indians to acquire a taste for American food, or customize the food according to Indian taste and preferences. That was a challenge many brands were willing to take on. In India, fast food restaurants are called quick service restaurants, in short, QSR. Here is a list of major international QSR brands that are currently operating in India. Among the popular ones are Domino's, Pizza Hut, Dunkin, Starbucks, and many more. According to the USDA, in 2017, there were 63 foreign brands operating restaurants in India. Let's look at the story of Dunkin in India, shall we? In October 2018, CNBC studied Dunkin in India and reported that the famous donut giant closed more than half of its stores in India in 2018 due to lack of profits and inefficient operations. When Dunkin first launched in India in 2012, it found out that most Indians don't prefer to grab and go their breakfast, and most certainly don't see donut and coffee as a start to their day. Instead, to the surprise of many Americans, Indians categorized Dunkin as a pastry shop and perceived it as a luxury that was only to be enjoyed once in a while. As Dunkin realized this, they tried different methods to woo the Indian consumer. Donuts were introduced in popular flavors like mango and lychee. They downplayed its coffee menu and even introduced spicy burgers, something that has never been seen on the menu in the US. Did they venture too far? Most likely, yes. In trying to attract foot traffic, the brand lost its focus and core identity. In addition to these mistakes, Dunkin expanded too fast. Its locations were too big, leading to higher operating costs. While Indians are more open to the idea of pizza, donuts generally are harder to sell in India. To understand why, Dunkin should have studied the market and found that Indians view sweets as a luxury to be enjoyed on special occasions. While Americans enjoy the donut on the go with coffee, that simply isn't the mindset of the average Indian consumer. Entering India is not easy. According to a study done by Tag Taste, an online community for food professionals, over 650 quick-service restaurants, aka fast food restaurants, and cafe outlets shut down in India between 2013 and 2016. Interestingly enough, over 45% of QSRs have earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization of less than 0%. About 33% of QSRs have earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization between 0 and 10%. These are most likely operating in mini metros like Pune, Ahmedabad, Bengaluru, Chennai, Hyderabad, and Kolkata. And 22% of all QSRs have earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization greater than 10%. These are most likely operating in major metros like Mumbai or New Delhi. This means that about half the QSRs in India are failing to operate within profits. Now, let's take a closer look at some reasons why these popular US restaurants are struggling in India. 1. They're expanding too quickly. In short, supply is greater than demand. Brands were too eager and opened locations too fast. Instead of growing rapidly, they need to focus on growing sustainably. 2. They're paying high rents by concentrating on metropolitan areas. Keeping prices competitive is hard to do when rent expense is a major cost of operation. Not to mention, many brands are entering the metropolitan area at or around the same time, resulting in poor sales due to too many entries in the market. 3. Local entrepreneurs are opening standalone organized restaurants, which have 2 or less locations. They provide a more wholesome experience of dining, which QSRs fail to do. 4. Oversupply of global brands. Too many fast food restaurants being introduced to the market at the same time. In short, competition. But not everything was the QSR's fault. Indian government policy changes also contributed to declining sales. These changes included 1. Demonetization. In November 2016, the Indian government announced demonetization of all 500 rupee and 1000 rupee banknotes and issued new 500 rupee and 2000 rupee notes. It was an act to reduce illegal activities, but it created major cash shortages and disrupted the economy. People wanting to exchange their notes had to stand in long lines at the bank, and several died doing so. 2. A temporary ban on liquor sales at restaurants and establishments near national highways. 3. A goods and services tax of 18% in restaurants was introduced in July 2017, which was later thankfully reduced to 5% in November 2017. The National Restaurant Association of India reported the Indian restaurant sector employs 14 million people and was valued in 2017 at $52 billion and projected to grow to $85 billion by 2022 and contribute 2.1% to Indian gross domestic product by 2021. To quote Wendy's restaurants, "The party is never over at QSR. The rough patch was just a blip. The market is huge and the potential enormous." Have you experienced Indian quick service restaurants firsthand? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Do you know someone who would like watching this? Share this video with them. If you found this topic interesting, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more exciting content. Thank you for watching.